This Corey Bradshaw, Mr. RTBA, Mr. These boys can't touch me on my worst day.
And this is JJ Solomon.
And this is the Spit Bucket Podcast. This is the Spit Bucket Podcast. It's your boy, Mr. RTBA, Mr. 214, Senor Dos, Uno Cuatro, Senor Dos Catorce, Mr. Undeniable. Mr. D Boys can't touch me on my worst day. Right here with my dog,
Mr. JJ Solomon. My bad, you caught me off guard, bro. JJ Solomon, glad to be here. Almost New Year, almost 2023. How you feeling, Mr. Bradshaw?
Man, we feeling great. We feeling good, man. This is a special day for us, right?
Very special day.
I mean, we done seen a lot of award shows come out. Jose Jr., we done seen a lot of them come out. But I don't think it's going to be now better than ours. Not saying it's going to be better than ours visually. I just think, with our team, our full team, we came up with our pound-for-pound list, and we came up with the award, end of the year awards.
What do they call? Let's call it with our first annual. What are they, Mr. Bradshaw?
The first annual Golden Bucket, Spit Bucket Podcast Awards.
Yep. I'm about to throw this up on the screen, but tell us a little bit about what all came into it, dude. What we got going on?
It all came into it, just us, doing our thing. This is our first year with the Spit Bucket. If people know, I've been doing award shows, but we took it up a notch now since, me and JJ, we are the Spit Bucket Podcast.
There it is on the screen right there, bro.
Y'all looking on the screen so y'all can see.
The Spit Bucket Podcast, first annual Golden Bucket Awards. So we've got, obviously, wrapping up 2022. It's been a pretty solid year for the sport. And all right, cool. We're good to go, man. So before we get started handing out these Golden Buckets, Corey, let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at KO Therapeutics.
Oh, yeah.
We all have battles. We fight. We train. We work. We persevere. And we celebrate. We are all one.
I can't do anything if I can't walk in my prosthetic. It's a lot of pain that I feel throughout my day. It can be very intense. Now I just put that balm over it and it will heal up much faster and it will let the callus recover. That's amazing. It is a total game changer. I am hooked. I'm just hooked.
Life is hard. KO makes it better. KOCBD.com.
Shout out to our sponsors, KO Therapeutics. Everybody make sure y'all go to KOCBD.com for the best pain reliever on the planet.
No doubt.
Jose Jr.
No doubt. You go to KOCBD.com, TSB10. This CBD stuff's amazing. We were just at the house earlier. You saw Amanda putting it on. Shout out to the wifey who couldn't turn her head this morning. So, big shout out. Thank you guys to KO Therapeutics. Check them out. Promise you guys you won't regret it. But let's get this going, bro. Let's hand out the very first TSB Golden Bucket. What category are we starting with? We got we're gonna start with upset or prospect.
Let's go with prospect of the year.
Prospect of the year. A lot of good ones to choose from. A lot of talent coming up in the sport. But let me make sure I'm doing this right. Very first inaugural Corey, this is why we gave Kid Austin the golden bucket.
Yeah, absolutely, man. He deserved every bit of this award. When I look at a lot of the prospects, I see great talent out there. You got your Keyshawn Davis, but it's no one out there who put on a performance like Floyd, Kid Austin Schofield Jr. We got the really big dog salute him. We got the big dog salute Golden Boy Promotions for finding that kid. That kid right there is amazing, Jay. And I think with us making him the prospect of the year, I think going into 2023, he's going to become a contender.
What do you want to see? You know, he's a prospect. What do you think you need to see for at the end of 2023? We're having a different conversation as that contender. What do you think this next year brings for him?
Well, I just think it's time for him to start stepping up in more competition. You know,
He's calling them out.
yeah, I mean, he ranked number 11th, you know, in one particular ranking. So I think he's on the road to where he needs to be. But by the end of 2023, he has to be a contender. But like 2022, with him being a prospect of the year, he showed us he was more than a contender.
There you go, man. There you go. Big salute, big congrats to Floyd, Kid Austin Schofield. We're so damn excited to see what 2023 and the rest of your future looks like, brother. So let's do it now. We're going on to the next one, where we are going to discuss the upset of the year. Corey Bradshaw, I'm about to show it up for the TSB Golden Bucket for upset of the year.
Dog, salute him on the upset of the year in tremendous fashion. What's your thoughts, Jay?
Bro, that was huge, man. It was huge. And, you know, people are always bringing up the size. And obviously that's a big part to do with it. But he gave him a boxing clinic. It was a boxing clinic. A lot of people weren't talking about Bevo on the pound-for-pound list. Better Be was the name at 175. But he came in here and Canelo had no response, no answer. So salute, because, you know, that morning I did tell you I have a bad feeling about this fight, or it might surprise some people. But for the most part, I thought Canelo was going to take it. It was just a little gut feeling I had. But, man, it was minus 500 for Canelo. So for that, the big giant names, that's why we decided to give it the Golden Bucket for upset of the year. So big salute to Dimitri Bivol.
Yeah, Dimitri Bivol, he did the unthinkable that nobody think could be done. So that's why in our category, he got upset of the year. We got to salute him. He showed everybody he is a real fighter with his boxing skills on the outside, with him fighting inside. This guy is different.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got the next award. This is kind of something that came from the brain of Corey, the He Got Next award.
Yeah.
It's not so much an award on what you've done, but it's partly what you've done. But are you there in that position to make that next step from contender to champ? And Corey, we put our brains together, and let's take a look at who got the TSB Golden Bucket for He Got Next.
What this guy did, he's doing the unprecedented at a young age. So I just think he really is that guy Who got next?
And this by no means is a knock because, you know, obviously you hear Virgil's name now, you hear Boots. We hear about Boots Ennis, which, you know, we got to pick somebody. And for us, the decision was based on the resume. You know, you have Mean Machine, you have Herrera, you've got
Maurice
yeah,
Hooker.
Maurice Hooker. My bad, my brain's going. But not only is he beating these guys, but he's doing it relatively easy. The dude hasn't seen it. He's not going deep into these fights, so he's doing it great. He's seen a little bit of adversity. He's gotten tested with Mean Machine. We saw that, and he bounces back. He finishes the fight. So for that, we think that 2023 will be finished up, and there's a good chance, you know, with the Stanionis fight likely happening, that he might have some jewelry and he might have that strap by the end of 2023. So congratulations to Virgil Ortiz Jr., recipient of the TSB Golden Bucket for He Got Next award.
Yeah, I think this guy right here is special. Like you say, it's a lot of other guys who's special, but in 2022, I just think he stood out among all of them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Now, this one is a highly do you want to go knockout or you want to go trainer?
Knockout of the year.
Knockout of the year. Another one that was, you know, there was a lot of good candidates, but for us, this one was extra juicy.
White boy. He said, if you could show me that, give me $10,000. And not only did he get beat by a white boy, he got put in the dirt by a white boy. So salute to Caleb Plant, you know, for getting knockout of the year. JJ, what's your thought?
Man, Caleb Plant I didn't think he could do it. I didn't think he could knock somebody out with that type of knockout, but then you have that. My bad, man. I accidentally clicked on already something a little bit. But when you, what do you think about that shovel there he did at the end of it, just to kind of
I think
solidify
it was well deserved. You know, you don't like. It don't matter what color you is in the sport of boxing. You know, you got all different type of fighters around the world. Bivol, Inoue, you know, all different fighters. It don't care what color you are. You can't get beat.
Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. So big congratulations, Caleb Plant, 2022 TSB Golden Bucket winner for Knockout of the Year. Congratulations, man. You got a big fight coming up. And, man, we'll see what that looks like. He's saying that he can finish Benavidez, so a whole lot to talk about there. What do you think about it?
I kind of believe him now. Caleb Plant, the way he went in there and displayed this, and the way he really got his shirts and merchandise out saying revenge tour, because these guys been doing a lot of talking. I believe him, Jay.
I can't wait, man. I did. My fanhood for him did go up a little bit after the Darrell knockout, so we'll see what 2023 has for you. See if you can get yourself another one of these next year. All right, man, let's move on. Moving on to the big one, the 2022 Trainer of the Year, and the recipient for the Golden Bucket from the Spit Bucket.
where respect is due, and the 2022 Spit Bucket Podcast Golden Bucket Trainer of the Year, Derek James.
Much deserved, man. Like what else can you say? You know, leading a champ to undisputed, that's a huge accolade. You know, getting a unified champ after the injury and the wreck, that's enormous, man. And then doing, you know, seeing the progress he's making with Frank Martin, just moving him up. What else can you say? That fight with, for me, the Charlo Castaño fight, that was super impressive because that first fight was highly.
It was close. It was close.
It was a controversial decision.
It was close.
And Charlo came out here. They made the adjustments in the gym, and they came up with a perfect game plan and finished them. So,
hey, can we really give Derek James his credit because we done seen him with Charlo make adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't never seen Earl Spence lose. You know, we ain't seen Frank Martin lose yet. But with Charlo, every fight that has been questionable or Charlo lost a fight, this guy has came back and made adjustments. So that's why we got to salute Derek James, 2022 Spit Bucket Podcast Golden Bucket Trainer of the Year.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. What do we got next, man? It looks like the female fighter of the year.
Yeah, female fighter of the year.
Female fighter of the year. Let me see if I could. Man, how can you even contest this? The first ever winner of the Spit Bucket Podcast Golden Bucket Female Fighter of the Year, none other than the GOAT. Let's talk a little.
What?
Miss Clarissa Shields, sorry about that. We had some audio problems, but there he is. Yeah, 2022 recipient of Female Fighter of the Year award from the Spit Bucket Podcast goes to Clarissa Shields. Talk about her, man.
Man, what a year, man. What a year. Like, to be as dominant as she is in women's sport of boxing, it's something that we never seen done. To win 3 divisions like you just stated, to avenge her only loss that she ever had in her career against Savannah Marshall when she went across the pond.
Look at that, bro.
That's it, Jay.
That passion.
This woman is truly, when I say Clarissa the GOAT Shields is truly the greatest woman of all time, I mean that. And for 2022, you are our Spit Bucket Podcast Golden Bucket Women's Fighter of the Year, and it's well deserved.
Well deserved. In a year that put the sport on notice that, hey, the women are here and the women are here to stay. Like, they came out to fight. They put on some big shows. But I just think, like you said, man, Clarissa Shields separated herself 3 times, undisputed. I mean, she went to Savannah Marshall's backyard. The psychological effect I have, the queen passed away while she was over there. Just all the little things that would distract somebody. She came out here. I don't want to say she made it look easy, but she did it relatively smoothly. She left zero doubt in anybody's mind. So Clarissa Shields, the GOAT, she has cemented herself in history as the greatest woman of all time. We salute you. Congratulations. And, man, I don't have a doubt that she's going to be getting many, many more of these from us and from a lot of folks out there.
And it's just crazy because, man, you was talking about this earlier about Clarissa Shields. We don't see nobody out here beating her no time soon. Like, where she at and where the catch-up is at, she done beat everybody. And right now, we don't see nobody beating her no time soon. When I say, like, if she really has the opportunity to retire undefeated and do the unthinkable, you know, for women's sports. But big dog salute, Clarissa.
1,000%, man, 1,000%. And now for the, congratulations. I got to say it again. And listen, we didn't even talk about the time we got to spend with her on the interview. Mm-hmm. Just how real Clarissa Shields is infectious, dog. Like, I fell in love with her, like, just sitting there talking to her, being real. She's talking about some of her dark times, some of, obviously the good times. But thanks for jumping on and giving us that time. But, man, Clarissa, thanks for being yourself. Thanks for being a hell of an example for all these little girls watching. I just can't say it enough. When I say greatest woman of all time in boxing, I'm not even just talking about what happens in the ring. You're a hell of a leader and a hell of an ambassador for the sport. So.
And you know what bothers me with her? Like, everything she is doing, she said she was going to do, right? And when people call her arrogant, that bothers me. Mm-hmm. How can you call somebody arrogant who done won 2 gold medals, done went in 3 divisions, and became undisputed? How can you call her arrogance? It's factual with everything she's saying out her mouth. She's
saying she's gonna only fight once in the boxing ring this year, and then the rest is in the cage.
I think that makes sense because right now it ain't really no competition for her to fight unless Savannah Marshall want to accept her terms. It ain't want to. She's gonna have to accept her terms and come to the USA. But I think her going to mixed martial arts, I think that's a good look.
And dude, salute to her for that too. Going into a cage and winning. She's won in there before, enemy territory. So
and lost in there before.
But she bounces back. She's great, man.
You can't say enough about Clarissa Shields.
Nope.
What's the next one?
Moving on, dude. We got 2 more awards, 2 more golden buckets to hand out. And the next one is for the highly anticipated fight of the year, Golden Bucket. So the 2022 Spit Bucket Podcast Golden Bucket for fight of the year. Man, another one. There was so many to choose from. But how can you deny the ladies, man? For fight of the year, our very first one.
Yeah, it's just extraordinary where women's sports has come. We talk about Clarissa Shields, and we talk about her greatly because she is the anchor of women's sports. I told her that a long time ago. But she wouldn't just be the anchor without having these type of fighters and Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, and a lot of other women fighters who are fighting right now. Alicia Baumgartner. Even the woman she beat, like
Ebony Bridges doing everybody's just
it's huge, Jay. So like Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, like that's a wonderful kind fight. And you mentioned to me this earlier. They the first women to ever sell out Madison Square Garden as a main event, right?
Yeah, it's absurd. It's the mecca of boxing, right? It's the mecca of boxing. We see in pay-per-view sales been hurt, and we see a lot of fighters might not be able to sell those tickets, but man, these women sold out the mecca of boxing, and did they live up to the hype? So again, for that, we salute you, ladies, and we can't wait to see what you guys bring for 2023. I mean, there's a lot of rematches and stuff that can happen, so hoping we get to see them run it back, man.
You ain't lying. I would love to see that fight again, JJ. It was just too much of a classic. Yeah. I mean, you had people saying Katie Taylor won, which I thought she won. You had people saying Amanda. I thought it was close.
Very close.
I thought it was very close.
Same thing. I agree. I had a 96-94 for Taylor.
There was a lot of people who were ferociously saying that Amanda Serrano won that fight, so I want to see that back. Shout out to women's boxing.
Shout out to women's boxing. Couldn't be more proud and just to see the incredible rise that they saw in 2022. Well, let's move it on, man, for the final one. And I accidentally flashed it up earlier. I hope y'all weren't paying attention. But this is for the Spit Bucket Podcast Golden Bucket for Fighter of the Year. In a year where people were handing out undisputed, it was a tough one to pick from this year, man. So many titles were claimed, so many new undisputed champs. But for the hold up, where's it at? Let me pull it up here real quick. for the fighter of the year, Spit Bucket Podcast Golden Bucket goes to none other than Dimitri B. There
Yeah,
too.
it was close.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking at Dimitri Bivol, looking at the competition he beat, because I don't want to hear people say, oh, Canelo was at 168. No, we seen Canelo come at 175 and beat somebody else. We didn't know Bivol was that different like that. Then to damn near shut out Ramirez, bro, come on now.
No, it's obviously Haney was there. Bam is doing some big things in San Antonio. The dude came in on short notice, won a strap, then goes and beats the guy that he replaced. Like he's active, he's busy, he's hungry. But how can you, what Bivol did to Canelo, you can talk about the size all you want. When somebody moves up 7-8 pounds, yeah, there's a huge size advantage, but dude, he made it look easy. Canelo could not do anything. He couldn't do anything. So he just completely silenced that. He made Sudo, who I didn't think Sudo was, he's still undefeated. He's still a real 175-pounder. Bivol he took him to school. So with that being said, our fighter of the year, we know Better BF's got a fight in January. What do you think the Better BF Bivol potential showdown is going to look like, man, if Better BF gets to Yarde?
I think it's going to be huge. I think the money line going to be 50-50. I think more people may lean towards Dimitri Bivol now since we see he really liked that. Like, he really liked that in all fashions. He could fight you inside, he could fight you outside, and he packed that punch. When I look at him, Better Beef, he's a bully, right? Mm-hmm. He could fight. He definitely have skills. But I look at Dimitri Bivol different now. I look at him having all the assets. I see Better Beef having the assets, but I think Bivol has more.
And that's 100% true, man. Like, if you ask me, 95% of the time when you ask me who's going to win this fight and it's between a boxer and a brawler, I'm running with the boxer most of the time. For some reason, Better Bivol makes me hesitate. But, man, how can you deny Bivol's skills, his IQ, his intelligence? I mean, the dude did what he wanted. He's disciplined. He sticks with the game plan, listens to his coaches. So that's a toss-up for me, bro. Bivol and Better BF, like, we'll see how Better BF looks against Yarde in January. But, man, hell of a year for Bivol. One more time. Or do you have any more follow-up on Bivol?
Yeah, no. Hell of a year for Dimitri Bivol. I'm with you. It's a toss-up. But like I say, I can see where people could pick Bivol as being the favorite, but it's a toss-up because Better Beef is that guy. Now I'm saying shout out to all the award recipients.
I'll put it up on the screen one more time. First annual Spit Bucket Podcast, the Golden Bucket Awards. What a year we have for boxing, man. What an incredible year we've had as a Spit Bucket Podcast. Couldn't be more happy, but yeah, these Golden Buckets are going to be bigger and better next year. It's going to get cool, man, but much salute. And Corey, people don't realize we gotta compromise with these decisions. We gotta talk about it. It's not just one guy putting. Get everybody involved. We talk about it. We hash it out. We say, why is this a better choice? And it's not just one dude putting together a list. So it makes it that much.
Because I truly wanted Bill Haney to be the trainer of the year, but it's just not up to me.
Oh yeah,
and collective as a team. Derrick James. I mean,
makes sense.
I just looked at
you agreed with once we talked about it. He
I
agreed with Derrick
that,
James.
that
Yeah,
Derrick
it was.
James is the
Yeah.
trainer of the year. But what Bill Haney did, going across the pond on the 11th hour of the first fight, then going across third and then beating them like that again, that was in high consideration. But what Derrick James did at the end of it all, because this fight with Frank Morton versus Michael dude,
Yeah.
that just put
That
the
seemed
ice
like
on the
it.
cake.
Yeah, that seemed like it official. It made it official. All right, we're gonna go to a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna break down our last pound for pound list of the year.
Oh yeah.
So y'all y'all get ready to
y'all
talk
get
a little
ready for
bit.
this pound for pound list.
Here we go.
All have battles. We fight. We train. We work. We persevere. And we celebrate. We are all one.
I can't do anything if I can't walk in my prosthetic. It's a lot of pain that I feel throughout my day. It can be very intense. Now I just put that balm over it and it will heal up much faster and it will let the callus recover. That's amazing. It is a total game changer. I am hooked. I am absolutely, I'm just hooked.
Life is hard. KO makes it better. KOCBD.com.
Y'all guys need to listen to our girl Paulina from Dallas, who says KO Therapeutics has changed her life. Believe us when we say it will help with pain, anxiety, sleep, lots and lots of stuff. KOCBD.com. Use the discount code TSB10. Check it out. Let them know we sent you.
Hey, no, real talk. KOCBD.com. They are the best, in my opinion, on the planet when it comes to recovery. Whether you in any type of sport, any type of work field, I promise y'all, go try them out. You're going to have nothing but great relief.
And now, bro, it's time for people to start telling us we don't know anything about boxing, and time to tell us we're ugly.
But
And
once again, though, JJ, we come to collective as a team. We have an entire group of people that we do dialogue with, people who are high ranked in this boxing game. They give their advice, and we all come together and we break this down. And I'm excited about this pound for pound list.
well, here you go, brother. Here it is. We've got, rounding it up at number 10, Arthur Beterbiev. Number 9, Shakur Stevenson. Number 8, Canelo Alvarez, dropped a few spots. Number 7, Devin Haney. Number 6, we got Bevo at number 6, our fighter of the year. Number 5, Jermell Charlo. Put this, he got his injury. We'll talk about that a little bit. Bud Crawford at number 4. Errol Spence Jr. at number 3. Usyk at number 2. And at number 1, coming in at the top for the final time of the year, we have Naoya Inoue, the three-division champ. I'm saying it right? He's three-division champ, right? He's chasing the 4th one now.
He just became undisputed.
Yeah, that's right. Undisputed. A dude is a bad. We talked about him on our last episode, man. You cannot deny Inoue. If you don't have him in your top 2 or 3, you're just not watching. But that's it, dog. I mean, we know. What do you think from this list is going to get the most?
Crawford and Spence. They're going to be like, how Crawford is at number 4 and Earl Spence is at number 3. Well, let me tell y'all how Crawford is at number 4 and Earl Spence is at number 3. Earl Spence got the 3rd belt this year. Crawford fought who? David Avenesian, who? And when you looking at pound for pound, competition, that's what matters as well. We know Terrence Crawford is very gifted, but if he's not fighting the right type of competition, how can you keep him rated so high?
I agree, dude. I agree. And again, listen, pound for pound list is not facts. It's not this list that's going legal. This was our discussions. That fight with David Avenesian didn't do anything to keep you It was like it did nothing, man. It did nothing.
Yeah, being off 13 months.
Yeah, being out all that time and coming back to that when we were supposed to be seeing you fight Spence. But again, these guys, it's 50-50. Those guys there, it's 50-50, man. And that's not. I'm keeping this all boxing right now. All boxing. 3-4, 2-3, 1-2. However the hell, those guys are as close as it gets.
It's right.
We're giving Errol Spence the edge. Everybody just loves just kind of ESPN throwing Bud up on number 1 and stuff, and he just hasn't given us a real reason. The activity hadn't been there, and just the quality of opponents, man. We just got to see more from it. But what else on this list, dog? Canelo falling down to number 8.
That's well deserved. With Canelo being at number 8, because you got to understand the way he got dominated by Dimitri Bivol. Come on now.
Yep.
Then you get in there with an older fighter in Triple G, and you look average against that dude. Not saying you're not one of the top 10 fighters in the world, because clearly you are.
Mm-hmm.
We got you at number 8. But the beating you took by Bivol, and you look like you couldn't do a titi. I mean, nothing against him. Then you go in there against Triple G, an older Triple G who we know is not the same, and you still just look average. Did you get the victory? Yeah. But you didn't look like that pound-for-pound dude. Maybe it could have been the injuries. I'm not going to say that. Or maybe Bivol took something out of him.
It could be that second one you said, man. Maybe Bivol took something out of him, because Triple G, man, you're one of my favorite fighters the past 20 years, right? But I thought Canelo was going to knock him out. I thought it was, Triple G was moving up in weight. Triple G 40 years old. And Canelo gave away that whole second half of that fight. 3-4 rounds. With those scorecards, you can agree with them or disagree with them. Had Triple G won one more round, that fight would have been a draw, man. So we're one round away from another draw with an old fighter that you've already beat or whatever. It was just a step back for us. It seemed like the whole year was a step back year for Canelo. Again, not saying he ain't a top 10 fighter of the world. The man is great. The man is a legend. But right now we've got a lot of talent in the sport, and that's why we made our list the way we made it.
And another one, that get my eye, which I think this guy got an argument where he could say he's the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, even though on our list we have him number 5. That's Jermell Charlo. Like, it's just undeniable what this guy is doing. What he done in the sport of boxing, becoming undisputed champion, and the way he ran through the division at 154. It's just no denying. I'm not mad at people out here if you have him as your number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I think Jermell Charlo needs a lot of respect put on his name, Jose Jr. I seriously say that because people think he got a loud mouth and he do all. I don't give a damn about his loud mouth. I don't give a damn about all that other stuff. What I see this guy do inside that square circle is spectacular. And I think, we got him at number 5, but it's an argument that this guy could be number 1.
I would not agree with that, because if the simple answer to that is what happens if EJ moves up. And for me, I think Errol Spence is, in my opinion, a heavy favorite if he were to move up to 147 or 154. That's why I wouldn't, as it stands right now, I wouldn't feel comfortable putting Jermell up in the top 4.
Yeah, but you say that you went because you think Errol Spence, man. We ain't going off if we think Errol Spence gonna win. We going off
just straight up
what the fighters done did, like right now, and he has done more than Errol Spence. If we're going to be honest, Jermell Charlo has done more than Errol Spence. I'm not talking about
in terms
if
of
he
accolades?
moves up. I'm talking about accolades in boxing. He have did more than Errol Spence.
Yeah, man, but I see too many holes in this game, dog. I like Jermell. Don't get me wrong. I like Jermell a lot. I think he gets a lot of heat, too, because him and his twin brother are always kind of compared, and if you don't like one, you automatically don't like the other. If one is this and the other one's the same, no, man, they're two different fighters. Jamal's going through his stuff, and he's obviously hasn't been in the ring in a while. But that's not taking anything away from Jermell, man. The dude is a bad man, but I don't see how that could. I would have issue with seeing him in the top 4. I like where we have him, but hey.
I mean, I wouldn't have no issue seeing him. I have no issue to where he's at right now. I wouldn't have no issue if someone had him number 1 pound for pound, because I think over the last 2 years he done did more than anybody in the sport. That's just my opinion. He just go way under the radar because people don't like his loud mouth.
All right, bro. Well, we're going to flash it up one more time. Anyway, Usyk, Spence, Bud Crawford, Jermell Charlo, Dimitri Bivol, Devin Haney, Canelo Alvarez, Shakur Stevenson, and Better Biev, who's fighting in January as well. Corey, I think this might be the last goodbye of the year, dude. Episode 20, our Golden Bucket episode, wrapping up 2022. Hell of a year.
Man.
First year for the Spit Bucket podcast.
Man, it's been a hell of a year, JJ Solomon, man.
Yeah, appreciate you, dog.
I appreciate you, man. It's been a great year for the Spit Bucket podcast. I just want everybody to know just the mountains we done climbed this year. All the new relationships we done made with all the different executives and all these top boxing organizations have just been phenomenal in a 1 year radius. You know, I don't think there's nobody who could say in 1 year the type of impact going to these events, meeting all these new people.
NFT event, toy drive. Just mixing it up, and we're trying to bring it different. And listen, we're gonna come back even harder next year. Tune in on January 2nd. Next week's our anniversary episode. It's gonna be 1 solid year since our first episode. So tune in January 2nd. We got some cool guests gonna check in. But again, big thanks to you guys. Please share. Please let your friends know about us. If you hate our opinions, let us know. If you love our opinions, let us know. We'll talk about it. That's what we're here for. But share, subscribe, and big thanks to all you guys.
I'm with you. I'm just grateful for everybody. You know, who we came across during this new journey. Very grateful for everybody who watching us from the 2142 across the pond. A very humble experience.
Yeah, I got a nice little thank you list too that I'm gonna share on January 2nd, man. I got a lot of thank yous from day one till last week. You know what I mean? It's just people out there helping tremendously. So big thanks. Hope you guys are having excellent holidays. We hope y'all have a safe and happy New Year. Enjoy time with your family, friends. You guys be safe, make smart decisions, and for the last time, we'll be signing out from the Spit Bucket Podcast. Corey, appreciate you, brother. Happy New Year, guys. See you on 2023.
This Corey Bradshaw, Mr. Altuve, Mr. Lee Boys can't touch me on my worst day.
And this is JJ Solomon.
And this is the Spit Bucket Podcast. This is the Spit Bucket Podcast.